we're going to do shows a number of engagements where you have mixed weapons in play. Sword versus dagger. First and foremost, he shows a number of two plays where the sword is in the scabbard. I haven't had the time. I think this is pretty realistic. I haven't had the time to really think my way through this, and the ant's just coming at me. And again, this is also interesting that he's set up in the collar grab scenario. You know, Leanna's like, hey, I want to fight you. That dagger's coming up. I'm going to check it. I can easily get it on, keep her dagger back, and then I got her. On the other side, just scabbard up this way, and then I grab my collar. I see the attack. I'm going to stop it, and then come through. Also shows another play. Guy's orientated like this. Could maybe be like this, and in this case, points down. And again, grabs my collar, coming up. I'm going to come up, move her to the inside. If I'm very lucky, I can scooch that tip of that scabbard right into her eye with a lot of force, and then come through with my attack. Gives you two options, two ways to deal with the sword in the scabbard, which I think are very, again, self-defense orientated. Shows that Liberi's system is meant for real life. Moving on. Other pretty self-defense oriented in real life engagement. Leanna's got her sword already out. I'm at a disadvantage. This is, in my opinion, these techniques are kind of a last-ditch effort. She certainly has a major advantage on me. But she comes in with any sort of a cut. I want to come up and simply move off the line, so if my defense is weak, she misses me. If I can, if I'm very lucky, maybe her defense will glance off, or move in and check the arm. If I'm very lucky, if I'm not so lucky, I might end up with a crossing. As such, if I can get to this position, what Liberi suggests is we do, lo and behold, plays of the first master. I think the disarm works well against the sword because of the weight of the blade. You get that wrist turning over, that weight of the blade is going to knock it right out of the hand. It's even easier to do the disarm with the sword in one hand, but middle key's there as well. If I want to be aggressive, I got that as an option. So those are a couple options he explains. I also have to deal with thrust. Leanna comes in with her thrust. Simply check her distance. Good. She's got me. I want to simply counter that easily off to the side, and then I'm going to step in. Check that. Very important. This doesn't work if I don't check it, because then she's just going to start hacking away at me. Check it, and then I got her. If Leanna decides to employ that very same, and this is an awesome example of the elbow push and how well it really can work. I come in, she makes her counter, elbow push against an elbow push. It works beautifully. So boom, boom. I feel her set that up, move me. I'm going to come in and break down her cover, go through. So those are options available in a mixed weapon scenario.
Before you move on, I have two quick questions. One's related to the elbow push. You mentioned earlier in the Dagger section that it's very repetitive and keep saying it, keep saying it. What do you suppose the function of the repetition of that action is? So why does he keep repeating certain things?
I think that repetition of techniques that work very well is all about muscle memory, for lack of a better term. These techniques can be very difficult, as we all know, to employ in real time. So if you bring a technique into the system that you use again and again, not only the elbow push and dagger versus dagger and all those plays, but you start to see it later in other stuff. It helps you, as a student, be able to just go, I made a crossing. What do I do? Elbow push. You know, and it gets you that much further in the fight. you know, it keeps you alive that much longer. It simplifies things to the point where, yeah, you know, I'll get into a crossing, oh, push the elbow. Oh my God, I'm alive to fight another day. So I think that type of repetition is really the brilliance of the way Liberi's system is laid out. If there's so many techniques that are like that, again, we'll get into the armored sword and the pull-ups, but again, at that point, he's just showing you stuff you already know and reminding you that, hey, by the way, you can do techniques. It doesn't matter what weapon you can do these things. So hopefully that answers.
Yes, absolutely. And the second one is a bit more specific. Going to the swordmaster, you talked about the two versions of the key. So the right hand and the left hand. Yeah. If the right hand, if the right arm one is clearly superior, why do you think it shows the left version?
Here, grab a dagger. I think my way through this one. I think it's about going above and over the arm or under the arm, and it also has to do with exactly how your grip orientates. And when you catch, do that catch. Mana comes in. One of them really requires a shift of your grip, which is a disadvantage, but I think it's stronger to follow through. When you get it on, you're not getting out of it. The other one is a little bit faster to get on, but again, weaker. So I think you have to have good judgment on which one you employ against what opponent you're facing. Strong person, you may want to use one versus the other, those types of scenarios. They do have advantages over each other, which may be a reason why. Really the principle of what we call the figure four, regardless of what arm goes over, how your grip orientates, they're all an upper joint lock that requires a step through to force them to the ground.
Okay, thank you.